Hi there, if you want to learn how to create sound effects, then you are in the right place. In this video though, we're going to do things a little bit different. Instead of showing you how to create a certain sound effect, I'm going to talk about what you need to create sound effects, and that is a DAW. So recently I was on a Zoom call with someone who already had a job in game audio and was already creating sound effects for some mobile games. And he brought up a question, which was, why do you use Reaper for game audio? Which got me thinking that I guess not everybody knows about Reaper. And so I wanted to present in this video 3 or 4 reasons why I think Reaper is great for game audio and why you should consider looking into it if you haven't already, or even maybe consider switching entirely to Reaper if you're not using it yet. With that said, if you are a sound designer though, I just want to give you a little gift before we get going here, and that is my Sound Designer Starter Pack. There's over 900 sounds. I'll have a link in the description. Basically, it's free. It's just a gift to you to help you get started in sound design. So link in the description if you want to check it out. All right, before we get started with the positive points and why I think Reaper is great for game audio and sound design and creating sound effects, let's talk about first like the weaknesses and what it doesn't do too well, and then we'll go into why it is really good. So the first weakness that I encountered when I started switching over to Reaper is that the plugin effects are, I don't know how to put this nicely, but they're basically ugly. And all you get is usually like a slider. Maybe you'll have a basic kind of graphical interface depending on the plugin that it is. But basically, they're really, really simple plugins, and they're not very pleasing to look at. They're not very inspirational. That's the word. So that's one thing. If you're going and switching over to Reaper, or you're new at game audio and sound design and you're just going into Reaper, not that you won't have everything that you need. Like, you'll have most of the stuff that you need. I don't even know if it has a sampler, but whatever it does have, like, I find it's very lacking in visuals. Like, you don't get a lot of feedback into what you're getting. You don't really kind of know what the knobs are doing or how they're affecting the sound, other than obviously having to listen to your ear, which is great. You should definitely do that. But sometimes as a beginner, it's great to know like how things are related to each other, what they're doing, how they're working, and things like that. So that's one of the downsides of Reaper that I find is it's kind of worth investing or putting money into really good plugins or effects that can help you kind of see what you're doing or understand what you're doing, or that just do it better than whatever Reaper provides. So some things are good, like the pitch shifter is fine. They're pretty basic, but if you want to get into the more the realm of sound design, extreme pitch shifting or extreme design and effects and things like that, then it's obviously worth investing into other things. So that's the one thing, is that it doesn't come like with everything ready to go. You will probably want to invest money as you go along, but it's a good starting place. So that's the first weakness. The second weakness, I put weakness in air quotes here, is because it's very, very flexible. And if you're a beginner and you're just starting out in game audio or sound design, the flexibility of Reaper can kind of be overwhelming, especially if you don't have a workflow that you're used to working with. So it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Because it's so flexible, you can basically have it do whatever you want, however you want to do it. But if you don't really know what it can do and how it can do it, it's kind of yeah, it's a lot. So yes, when you start off, you get a pretty blank page and it's easy to get started and kind of learn it really slowly, but it's also good to be able to know what it can do, how it can do it. I guess that's something you can learn over time. So anyways, I don't know if that's so much of a downside or a weakness of Reaper. I just remembered when I first came over to Reaper, I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of flexibility in this, and it's a good thing. It could also be a bad thing. So with that said, let's talk about why it's really good that it's super flexible. Number one, you can basically change the layout of your screen, of your tracks, of your mixer, of your view, and where everything goes exactly the way that you want it. So whatever your workflow is, you can change it. Everything's super flexible and super tweakable. Not every DAW can do that. Not every DAW you can put the mixer at the top or at the bottom or on the side. Here you can. You can decide where it goes. If you want to put a track on a certain way, you can decide where it goes. So if you want to sing things a certain way, like, you have the flexibility to do that. If you want to change your mouse modifiers, you have the flexibility to do that. If you want to change your presets, your templates, there's so many things that you can change and fix and assign to the way that you want it, that it's really great for that. Now, this is just a basic example. Obviously, a lot of DAWs you can do similar things, but yeah, super flexible. And what makes it also very flexible is the actions list. So the actions list is kind of like where you can assign hotkeys from your keyboard to do a certain action in Reaper. What's great about the actions list inside of Reaper, though, is that it kind of unlocks not everything, but like a lot of utility inside of Reaper. So, and what's great about it is that people can create scripts to be added to the actions list to do things that you might want to do. So for example, if you want to add a certain amount of tracks, you can do that. If you want to move tracks a certain way, if you want to move items a certain way, if you want to organize items a certain way across your track, across your project, you can do that using these. there's so much that it can do. I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of these that you can download for free. Which is also another great thing about Reaper and game audio is that there's such a community behind it that you can. A lot of people will just develop scripts and functionality that you wouldn't normally be able to have, and they'll just release it for free that you can just download for free and use inside of Reaper. So let's talk about some things that are specific to game audio. So we talked about like why Reaper is super good, super strong, super flexible, but specific to game audio. Number one is Strata. So if you don't know what Strata is, it's basically a collaboration between Audio Kinetic and Boom Library. And what it is, it's basically project presets of different sound effects. So Boom Library is a sound effect creator. They create sound effects. And what they did is they basically put all their sound effects inside of a Reaper project. Well, not all their sound effects, but sound effects from their packs, and they put it in the Reaper project, but they built it out layer by layer, the way that it would have been when they were working on it. So you can see layer by layer what sound sources they use, what effects they used on their sound effect on their sounds on each layer, and to create the final product, the final sound effect. So if you're a beginner and you don't know how to create a certain sound, like this is awesome. And what's also great is that they have a free version. And so what you can do is you can just download these, and there's, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 sounds. I don't know if it's still available or if they added more to it, but yeah, so you can go in and you can see how each sound is split up, the sound sources, the layers, the effects, everything, and how they created it to create these sounds that they sell as part of their libraries, right? So they sell these to AAA games. They sell these to anybody who wants to buy these, and they're probably one of the best in the world in terms of creating sound effects and sound libraries. So yeah, it's super useful to be able to see that, especially if you're a beginner, just to see how sounds are made, how they're layered, and the possibilities that you can create with them. All right, the next thing is scripts. There's free scripts and premium scripts. Premium just means that they're paid. And we kind of already talked about this in the actions list, where there's a lot of scripts that you can get and you can download. There's also scripts that are specific to sound design and creating sound effects. So for example, there's scripts like LKC Variator, where it'll randomize your chosen parameters of a sound, and it'll just randomize it based on the settings that you choose. There's stuff like NVK tools, where if you do use NVK create, it'll search your database of sound effects and it'll layer them together based on your search field, and it'll just create sound effects based on whatever you type in search. NVK search, where you can search anything in Reaper, any effect, any presets, templates, and it'll just basically search it, and you can just import that into your into an item, into a file inside of Reaper or onto a track. There's stuff like NVK Auto Doppler, which creates awesome whooshes. So there's a lot of different scripts that are great for creating sound effects and just make your workflow so much better. There's also scripts that help you connect to stuff like Wise or Fmod directly from Reaper, so you don't have to export your stuff into a folder and then import it back into Fmod or Wise. They can just connect automatically, and it's just kind of seamless and flawless that way. So if you want to see a video where I talk about like different scripts that are awesome for Reaper and just really good for sound design, I'll have it on the screen or in the cards above. I think they're over here if you want to check that out. All right, another reason why Reaper is really great is that it has a very small digital footprint. Like, it's a very small file when it loads, which means that it loads very fast and usually without any issues, and it's super stable. So when I was on Cubase and Nuendo, I remember constantly having Cubase and Nuendo crash on me probably once every week, if not more often than that. And it's really hard to stay focused and really hard to complete a project. In Reaper, though, that basically never happens unless I'm like testing things out or like I'm doing something experiential or something like that. It's pretty rare that it'll crash on me. Like, it's very, very stable, and it's just really good at working. Plus, it's really inexpensive. If I haven't mentioned this already, it's only, I think, like $60 or something like that to get started. So compared to the hundreds of dollars that you might pay for other DAWs, it's very reasonable for the price. All right, finally, the last reason why Reaper is great and why you should definitely consider switching over if you're not already in game audio sound design is because most companies nowadays are actually require some sort of knowledge or experience with Reaper. So it's very common if you're going to do applications, if you're going to apply to studios or jobs, or you want to work even as a freelancer, maybe not so much as a freelancer, but if you're going to work with others or in a company, it's very common to have Reaper as a prerequisite to the job. Like, it's so commonplace that it just makes sense to either at least have it on hand and know it at the very least. But if you can be very comfortable with it and actually use it, and it's just that extra thing that's just out of the way is something you don't have to think about. It's just so common, and you can be able to basically fit right in if you do get a job somewhere. So, all right, so those are the reasons why I think Reaper is really great for game audio. Obviously, I'm kind of biased. I use this all the time. You can see on my channel and all my videos. But I'm curious to know, what did I miss? If I missed anything, especially you guys that are already using Reaper, why is it that you guys use Reaper instead of something else? And if you're not using Reaper, why not? What is kind of keeping you on the fence? Why are you not jumping into Reaper? Why haven't you checked it out? Let me know. I'm kind of really curious to know what your thoughts are on this. All right, if you have any comments, questions, leave it down below. And just a reminder to grab my Sound Designer Starter Pack if you haven't already. And I think that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.